Let's podcast and stuff. You know?
Podcast.
Hello.
Podcast.
All right.
Podcast.
It's like
That
you
is
tried,
not-
but then halfway through you
That's
forgot
not those
what letters.
Those are not the letters.
I liked your little S.
It's like a little teapot. All right. Welcome to Player 2 Start podcast. Today with your host Jalk, Kat, and Sakurai. We are starting off the new year.
2022. No, wait, 2 years back. 2024. Beat that.
So we're starting off pretty chill, as you can see. And
Chill, he says.
I wanted to talk about what we've been up to, and I would like to talk real quick about Lethal Company, because I've been having a lot of fun with Lethal Company with a lot of our Discord members. I don't know if you guys have seen clips of it yet, but it's kind of scary. You know,
It
it's
looks
like
terrifying, but hilariously terrifying.
the goal of the game is basically you just pick up trash or garbage, basically, or things left behind on these moons, and you're supposed to bring them back and make quota, and so the quota gets higher each level. And
So you're a corporate slave.
corporate slaves, 100%. And
So you get dropped off to go pick up trash, and then if you brought back enough, you met
and
your goals.
if anybody dies, nobody cares about you, really.
Yeah. And don't trust anyone with a ladder. 'Cause they are not your friend.
I've seen some funny videos
That's
on
the
Reddit
first
about
thing I
that.
saw of the game was on
It's
Instagram.
hilarious. That sound
So
that it
funny.
makes when it bonks on somebody's head is like crack. It's hilarious.
I mean, it's seriously a spooky game if you're, because at first you don't even have a flashlight or anything. You just have to wander around in the darkness at points in time
And find that stuff?
and find stuff. And there's
okay.
like spiders that can eat you, and weird hairy man looking things. I don't know. There's things
So,
that come out of
Sakura.
the darkness that come out of the darkness that kind of spook me out. But yeah, it's been really fun. We had a game night last week, and I think it's something to just have fun with. Also, we've been playing with a lot of mods and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
that's
one
what
mod
I've been
that,
interested in. Because you can only start with 4 people, right? But you guys modded to play with more.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool.
we
that
play
you do
about
that.
like 7 people sometimes.
That's
and
awesome.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
nice.
Yeah, the one mod that kind of is kind of creepy is that there's one where it records like little snippets of your conversation when you're talking to somebody else in the game, and one of the monsters will appear with that voice. It'll like it'll play
No
that
way.
voice, and so
Oh.
you'll hear somebody like, I'll be like, Japanish, is that you? He's like, he'll say something, and I'm like, what the? And I was like, Japanish is dead already. What are you talking about? And I'm getting out of here.
So is it one of the games where if you die, you're just out and,
You're dead,
and people
yeah.
can't hear you, but you kind of
Nope.
hang out with other dead people until
Yes,
everyone
yes.
finishes? Okay.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like how Unfortunate Spaceman was, where you
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're spectating
And
the people.
Phasmo too was like that, right?
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
it is like
yeah.
Phasmo. Yeah.
I don't think that I have the I don't think I could handle that game. I would probably have a heart attack and die. But I love watching the Instagram reels I've seen on the game. It's so funny.
It is funny. It's
And you have a
fun
lot of
little
people
game.
playing with you guys. Like your voice channel the other night had like 9 or 10 different people.
Yeah, I mean, and the good thing about the mods is you can, keep, switching out different people if if somebody gets tired of it, because it's not a game that you want to play for like hours and hours and hours
Right.
on end, because it gets repetitive. But
Yeah.
for just like a little get together for a couple hours, you could chill and
Yeah.
have some laughs. That's all it is.
Sounds like a fun time.
Oh, what's this behind your ear? Is it a walkie-talkie?
Oh my god, that was crazy. Where'd you pull that out?
Yeah, and I know we've been all playing a game in particular in our Discord.
Yeah.
You guys want to start talking about that?
Yeah, we've been playing Valheim, a game that is not new to anybody. It's been around for a little while, but we decided to give it a try again because there's a lot more content now than there was previously.
Yeah.
We're playing slowly, we're playing at an even pace so everybody catches up, we're all playing together, we do bosses together, kind of like that. So kind of like a sense of community when we play, so nobody rushes to the objectives by themselves and other people left behind, because usually in survival games that happens. and people that are left behind a little bit, that have real life things going on and they can't keep up, then they leave the game because they're like, well, I can't keep up, so might as well quit. So that's the way we've been playing. I am the resident chef, and my sous chef Kat will take over now.
I love that we're all playing Valheim again. I've played it. I've done this. I guess this is like the 4th time that a group has gotten together to play it over the years, and this is the first time I've seen this many updates. I still haven't really explored some of the new updates, but I just love to fish and farm stuff in the game and collect, and that's always going to be my role probably in there, because I'm like not a fighter in these games, but I love to hunt with a bow so much. I have picked up so many new things, and I think that it's really cool, like the claw thing that you have, Jalk. I still don't even know.
They're not that great. They're not that great.
Well, I will say that
tried.
when I first played Valheim, it was with Parappa, and it was like 3 years ago or something during the pandemic, and there were no mistlands, there weren't the fire, the biome. We did everything you could do, and then still kept, we played, and one day we just took a little tiny raft and we rafted off the edge of the world, and that was it. We had all our gear on us and we were like, this is it, we're done. And I have the video of that. It's pretty funny. But
play that here.
I remember trying to play a couple times since then, and there were just a few updates. So I was happy that this last update was much bigger than the previous ones.
The way you said you drifted off the raft, so are you saying the world is flat?
I hate to break it. I hate to break it to some of you, but the Valheim world is flat.
Oh
the
my
Valheim
God.
world is flat. Yeah,
It can't be.
yeah. But
No, it's been really a cool thing. I've been able to achieve a lot this go around, and right now we are in the plains biome, and so this is where
the fueling. God, I hate them.
This has been like kind of the farthest I've gotten in this game, to be in the plains biome. So I'm looking forward to, beating the plains boss and also moving on to the next biome next week. It'll be pretty fun. There's been a lot of building between me and Jalk.
Oh yeah,
it's been
built
great.
a castle.
Yeah, we built the whole castle. We built multiple outposts.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm the only one that doesn't have, like, my room is just a bed and a chest with nothing in it, because we never sleep. I can never get you guys to sleep to skip night. So my room is like, just literally, it has meows on the little sign outside. Other than that, I don't have a rug. There's no
You should look at
rest
Parappa's
quality.
room.
Oh,
I
Parappa.
walk
Check
around
that
and I look at
place
your
out.
guys' rooms, and it's like they're decked out with like, it's like
decked
I would
his
spend
out.
all my time in that room if it were my room in real life. And it's
Yeah,
funny because we never go into our rooms really, just to like make them fancy, and that's it.
It definitely is all decked out. He got like a crystal wall and everything. It's pretty neat.
Y'all are silly. I'm curious, Sak, because and thank you for having this dedicated server for us. It's been so much fun. But how hard is that to do? I mean, it's
honestly not hard at all. It's just a little bit of setup in the beginning, and then pretty much runs itself. The one thing I'm kind of like trying to get around is that there are some limitations to how the Valheim dedicated server works, and maybe this is how the game is built, but there is like a data send and receive rate that is limited on Valheim, and which in this case it makes it kind of laggy in a sense, not in frames but in actual lag. Yeah, there's latency between the server and the clients, and it's not like we have slow internet connections.
You know? And it's not, the thing about that is it's not consistent, but it will hit you like once in a while, and it hits you so
Always
hard
when
that you
you're
get
fighting.
the symbols. You're fighting a boss, and all of a sudden in the top left you've got that symbol that you're no longer sending or receiving data from that server, and you're like, well, diddly squat, you close it, you gotta restart the whole thing all over again.
Well,
So
I mean,
don't like
it
that
seems
aspect.
like there should, because I know there can be up to 10 people in there, and that seems kind of like a low population for
sure.
to have
and
that
if you
many
look at
issues.
the performance of the server on like my PC running it, it's not using hardly any resources on my end, so it's not like a really resource heavy server. and also the data being sent to and fro, it's also not very high. So I'm thinking that maybe if the developers want to work on that particular thing, to make it where data can be sent at a higher rate.
Yeah.
Because we've downloaded a mod to kind of like compress and decompress data on client and server side, and it's helped those people. But I mean, we shouldn't have to mod it just to play with more people. I think
Right.
it just
No,
I think
absolutely.
it should be.
Well, and the first
agree.
time I played this game, I played on like a $700 computer off Amazon, and so I was like, "Oh, it's because my computer sucks," you know. But now I'm on like a
Nice.
$2,000 setup, and I'm like,
Yeah,
shouldn't
no,
have-
it shouldn't be
Yeah.
that bad. You know, it's
Yeah.
only like a gig, maybe 2 gig game, so it's really small. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
lagging as bad it has been. But
And then Kat says, "Stop making so many fire torches. My PC
Well-
is like."
Yeah, I mean, I know my computers in the past have been really bad about crashing because of torches, especially like in Icarus and games like this.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's still been a really good time to play with everyone.
Listen,
No,
I
it
know,
has.
I,
Definitely enjoyed
I know
it.
we can talk about Valheim, and I know we've been having fun, but I'm gonna be the hype man again. And there's a game that came out today, Sunday. The game came out this Friday on the 19th, and it is called Palworld.
Palworld.
And everybody on Twitter, you name it, every social media is comparing it to a Nintendo game. I don't need to specify which specific Nintendo game I'm talking about, but imagine those
Excite Bike?
characters from... Oh God, we're not,
Zelda?
listen, bro, we're not going back in the 80s, all right, bro. It's the 2020s, man. Yeah, it's the 2020s.
You gotta think about that for a second.
I'm gonna call it, right? So imagine Pokemon with machine guns. This game is so hyped. It's so insane. The amount of population. Okay, Baldur's Gate, when it came out, you would see like 800,000, 900,000 people playing at a time, right? I was like, holy, hell, how many people are playing this game? This is insane. And Starfield was in the same timeline, right? So very close to release. And you'd see 300,000 people playing Starfield consistently. Now you see like 10, 12,000 people playing on Community Hub on Steam alone. I'm not talking about any of the other platforms, right? Because on Steam, you can click on Community Hub. It tells you how many people are playing. Now, when you look at Starfield, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people are playing. You look at, Baldur's Gate 3, you see still like 150,000, 170,000 people playing. But Baldur's Gate is a niche game dependent upon a certain audience that plays that game. Whereas Palworld caters to every single audience. It's got cute little companions.
It's
survival
survival
aspect.
Yeah.
It's got big ass sheep with big ass machine guns. Imagine you have a sheep army with 50 cals riding around shooting at everything, right? It caters to the audience that was always like, okay, I have Pokemon and I have these powers, but what if my Pokemon had machine guns and assault rifles? And you have a
I'm gonna
Pokemon
let
factory
you finish,
building
but
these factories with their gifts out of sheep in a factory building assault rifles. It's hilarious. I love it. I got this game on release day and I've started playing. I have not played. I know Kat has played more than me. Today I
I'll
started
talk on
like
that.
yeah. So I started. So one thing I did not like the server because of the massive population. Servers are not able to run fine for the first couple of days. Right. We had severe latency issues on Friday and Saturday. Like I would connect to the server and get disconnected.
Yeah,
it's
that's
an early
pretty-
access game, but single
They have
player.
a
I'm
disclaimer.
having fun. It's fun. Earlier when I saw 1.2 million people just on Steam alone. I'm not even talking about Xbox Game Pass. It's 1.2 million players. That beats Baldur's Gate, Starfield, any other game that you see on Steam that's being consistently played by people.
I think it's because it's kind of
insane.
cutesy, like
It's
it
cute.
looked kind of
No,
cutesy,
it's
so
fun.
people.
It's fun.
So
It's
I'm
more
gonna
audience
interject
broad.
here. I love this game. I think this game is so much fun, and I also got it on the release day. I don't buy Steam games when they come out, so that this is an anomaly for me. But one thing I want to say is that, and I know everyone is saying it's like Pokemon. I didn't play Pokemon, so I don't know anything about the comparisons that there are. I'm sure there are some, and I know that's a big controversy that we don't even really have to talk about because the rest of the world, I've read like 3 articles just today about it. So it didn't grab me because of Pokemon at all. I honestly wish I had played so I would know what everyone else understand what people are talking about. It is so much fun. I played it on Xbox Game Pass for like an hour, and then when the servers went down, like you said, I was like, all right, I'm going to buy it on Steam because everyone's recommending, it on Steam over Xbox because Xbox isn't, or Microsoft isn't updating it right now.
Yeah.
So with Steam, you have the most updated version, and it's very different. Did you play it on Xbox too, Jalk? Did you notice?
No, I don't have Xbox Game Pass right now, so I've only played on Steam.
Graphically different.
Really?
Is it
resources
really that big
were
of a
different.
difference?
The first thing I noticed was that there were more resources around, and a lot more. I almost said Pokemon. A lot more pals. And honestly, I guess I didn't play so much on Xbox that I would notice any other bigger differences. But I know Bearded said the same, and a couple people on the Discord said the same.
So you're
it's definitely
saying
worth
that
$30. I think
the Steam version, they're
It's better.
pushing out patches.
Yes, yeah.
to
Yes.
the client.
Yeah.
The patches are coming out.
I'm not surprised that so many people are playing this game right now because it's a lot of fun. I've had some issues where a server I couldn't get into, but other people could get into it, and it was very frustrating because I didn't want to be left out.
Right.
But after a couple hours, I was able to get in, and normally, and I did for a second think I'm returning it because I don't. You guys both know how little patience I have just in general, so I was about to return it. I'm glad I didn't. I expect there will be issues, but I am not surprised at how many people are playing it. But what I do think after playing, I've played, I think, 7 hours, is that they're going to have to really come with more pretty quick to keep that many people playing it. What do you think, Jock? I mean, the amount of animals the pals are, I think it's like 140 or something like that. I've already found 60 of them. That's going to limit.
There's 140?
I think right now something like that.
Interesting.
It's either 120 or 140, something like that.
The
Listen,
original
just-
Pokemon set list was 150, so that's another comparison.
I'm going to look this up.
Listen, I'm building my sheep army. I've got 20 sheep right now, just sitting in a box.
111. I'm sorry, let me correct myself.
Okay,
111, yeah. And I had found 60 last night.
Oh,
so
nice.
And
you're
so
already
I
at the
was
halfway
kind of,
mark.
I was kind of like, oh man. Now there's a lot of building. There's a lot there, a lot of levels to unlock, and I will be excited for them to keep updating, come with more, keep people engaged because I want to keep playing it. I don't want it to be like Valheim. What? Oh, Teddy!
Jock's cat has been meowing for like
Teddy's
the last
been
5 minutes.
watching him play Palworld. Teddy has some opinions too.
He's been walking around. He's meowing right next to me. He's like, "Take me, Daddy, take me." I was like, "No, I'm busy. I'm podcasting." So,
but yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that I worry that it will Valheim me, where I will end up jumping off the edge of the world which I have found in Palworld, but because I will progress to the point where it's a waiting game. So
For the
I'm
next
hoping
patch.
but with that said, I choose quality over them pushing stuff out before it's ready.
Right.
absolutely.
So
I'm kind of wary of it. I mean, you guys have been, saying, Sak, you got to get this game. Sak, you got to get this game. And I'm like, I don't know. Should I? Because besides the Pokemon comparison kind of thing where I'm sure Nintendo is eyeballing this game
Oh, hell yeah.
like an eagle now.
I would not be surprised.
But besides that, I do think that what Kat is saying has a lot of merit, and I see this in a lot of games that get a lot of interest in their beginning, and then a month later nobody's barely playing the game.
Yeah, but you also
So-
have to look at it, right? The number of people playing this game, the amount of attention it's getting, the amount of reviews it's getting. 3 days, 30,000 plus reviews on Steam, very positive. I mean, it's not overwhelmingly positive, but that should not be like
For sure,
the
I'm not an
threshold
early
that you should
access
have,
game,
especially on an early access. And being an early access game, it has a lot of content because usually a lot of early access games
True.
don't come in with a lot of content. I don't like some of the building aspects of it yet, but I guess I'll get used to it. But
Right.
I
Same.
really do like the game.
yeah,
There's
I don't like that you have to select what you want to craft and then craft it, but then acquire. Like there's so many steps to just having something in your hands. That's one thing that. But what were you gonna say, Sak? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say that like it's definitely something that you have to be wary of. Like I don't want to get to the point like you were saying is that do I get to a 15-hour mark of playtime, and I'm like, well, now I'm done. What do I do? You know, do I just drop it now? Like, and or I have to wait for the next patch to come out so I can get more content? Yeah, I don't know.
Good point.
Also, like, some people look at games where they say, oh, I spent $20 on this game. I expect to get at least 20 hours out of it. So $1 per hour or something. You know, there's that kind of value, money per hour type of value that they're looking for. I mean, definitely I'm kind of like in that kind of mindset where I'm like, okay, well, if I spend this amount of money, I want to make sure that I get the correct amount of playtime out of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you said you already got 7 hours. I mean, you're already halfway there basically. So
I mean, there's still things to do. I think my highest PAL is like level 17. And 17 is high because I actually captured somebody, a level 17 that tried to come into the base, infiltrate the base.
So you had a raid. You captured a raid. I tried to capture
a raid.
one.
I didn't know I even had it until I looked at my thing and I was like, whoa, what is this level 17? Yeah.
So I have like 4 dark pals right now, and I had gotten raided by like these 2 cute like pals, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna capture them because my pals are beating them up.
It's hard.
And they're beating him up, and I get ready with my pal ball.
Yeah.
To throw it to capture it. Very similar, right? And they already killed it. I was like,
I have to put my daydream. I have to put my daydream in timeout a lot because she just kills the ones I want. And I have a wolf that I can ride around, a dire dog, something. I don't know. But what I was gonna say is that I could see where they did put aspects of the game or put stuff in that would make it something you want to keep doing because you can level them up. I don't know how high that level will go because I think the level of a character like me, I think the highest right now is like in the teens, maybe, possibly. Don't quote me, Cario. But I could see where they tried to give us enough to keep us busy, but also you have to keep in mind that we will no life something we like to play.
Absolutely.
And then we will complain when we finished no lifing it that there's nothing else.
Because this is a survival game, right? This is a survival game, and I know we're going to talk about this because it's a survival game and there's some unspoken rules of gaming. And this usually applies to survival games because we play Valheim and, you know, games like Lethal Company, that's
survival games for sure.
All survival games, right? So there's some unspoken rules. Unspoken rules of gaming. That everybody mostly agrees, but some people don't give a flying beep about it. And they still do it regardless because they don't give a beep. Anyway. And so the first one is, don't put in chests it does not belong. What I mean by that is, if it says stone, put stone, not a troll trophy. Because that's not a stone. Put the trophy into the trophies. It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Read.
And don't just drop stuff. Don't just drop stuff in a path. You know someone's going to walk over that. Yeah. And yes, there's a thing you can turn off so you don't auto pick up. Don't you dare tell me that. Instead, just don't drop stuff. Go throw it in the ocean. Go put it. Dig a hole and put it in if you want. And I hope you fall in it if you drop stuff in the wrong places. That's my ick with survival games where you share space like that. And it can be hard to find the right way to organize stuff. If you're on a team, just find the best way that works for you. I don't think that. I think if it's a box and it has, I feel like all the stone goes together, you know, all the wood goes together. I wouldn't necessarily alphabetize anything, but that might be a little too far. But for me, also, I think like you just got to figure out what works for whatever team you're on. Because in some situation, if it's something that you're gonna have to craft at the workbench, it seems like those boxes should be near a workbench. Food
or have
near
a
the
dedicated
kitchen.
person that makes the storage room, organizes the storage room, and don't destroy his storage room.
Yeah, and
look,
you know,
I was just trying to help.
more important than anything, don't put it in, like Jalk said, don't put one trophy in a box with stone. Don't take up a slot because let me find out let me find out. We'll turn
Yeah,
off the
mushrooms in the
friendly
wood
fire and we'll.
chests, everything. There's just like everything's mixed up.
It turns into
sometimes.
chaos.
Yeah. It's it's kind of reminds me of like living with different people. Like when you live with somebody, you're like,
Yeah.
wow, this person is really
Like,
trashy.
this is not where
Like-
this cup goes.
And no, listen, that same rule applies to other things, right? So you set rules like, okay, hey, so we collectively agree on this. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go work hard. I'm going to cut down 5,000 trees and kill 5,000 animals and bring all this in. If you're one of those people that plays once in a while, don't come in, grab the best stuff, and then log off for 3 months and come back, be like, what's the stuff you guys
Or
got?
never comes back. Or
If you're
they
not
come
gonna
in.
play, don't use the resources the person that is actually playing the game can use, because then you come back, you're like, yeah, what happened to my stuff? What stuff? You didn't play the game.
Or
I
at
understand.
least
If you
ask. At
communicate-
least ask.
Communicate,
Yeah,
please.
communicate it.
Because the people that are actually putting in the work and they come back, they're like, okay, I cleared 3 dungeons. Now I can make myself a nicer weapon so I can proceed to the next dungeon. And you, the once in a blue moon
Every man for
character,
himself.
comes in
Yeah.
and he's like, ooh, shiny, and just build yourself stuff. All right, I'll see you guys in like 3 weeks, and you disappear with
Or they
all that
rage
gear.
quit.
Yeah.
Or they die
Or-
and they won't go back and get
Yeah.
their stuff.
They
That's
won't
kind
get
of
their
gosh,
stuff. Like,
that's
come
the
on,
worst,
man.
yeah.
Like, it's
Wait,
unfair.
I-
to
I'll
the
rage
people that
quit
you
real
play with.
quick in many situations. So I will be but you know, it's just not when you're on a team, people are counting on you. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I know like me and Arlon and Prapo the other day, we went through some crypts and collected a lot of iron, and we were just like, hey, if you got like, we just collected for everyone and just filled it up, and it's like, if it wasn't there, I wouldn't really care who used it because I was upgraded. But it's like, you know, if you're, but like you said, I will agree with that, Jalk. I do think that if it's a community and the boxes are full, that, you know, if you're collecting for yourself, you should have that box in your room, and then that's more clear. But if somebody just joins for like the day and then makes stuff and then it's like, I was just gonna play for 30 minutes, I'm out.
Right. And I'm the person.
Like,
I'm the
drop
type
your
of person
shit.
to like
Drop it
be
now.
the last person to upgrade. I try to make sure
I used to
everybody else
be.
have
Don't
everything that they
nice
need.
guys finish last.
I know, and I'm starting to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna make the thing that I want to make. If we have the resources, I'm gonna make it because I'm always the last. I'm trying to be like everybody has to have their stuff first, make sure they're good, and then I'm fine with upgrading last. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make what I want then because I'm not gonna have the resources.
If you work for it, go right ahead. If you're putting the work and effort in to collect resources and you want to build yourself something with those resources, by all means, you have the right to do so. But just like I said, if you're not going to play the game and you're just going to come in once in a while just for a fight sequence because you just want to fight, but you don't want to go hunt, farm, you know, mine, whatever, because it's boring, then
it's not the game for you, man.
It's not the game for you because, you know, that's the kind you want to play that, go play Call of Duty.
Yeah. I mean, I do understand where people are coming from, but at the same time, it's just, you know, we were like, hey, we just spent like 7 hours farming, you know, this resource.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, try to have a little bit of respect to
but
you know,
I know
the amount of
in
time
our
we put into it.
in our group that we've been playing with, I will say that I haven't seen a whole lot of what we're complaining about.
No,
we love you guys.
We've been pretty good.
I'm just
For the
making
most
a
part,
general
but
statement.
these are general icks. These are unspoken icks.
Unspoken.
You know,
I'm
like
pointing
people,
fingers. I'm
Yeah.
not pointing fingers. Just trust me, I've played enough survival. I've played 7 Days to Die for thousands of hours. I've played so many survival games, Project Zomboid, you name it.
None of that surprises me.
I've played so many survival games that these things have happened over the years that I'm just pointing out that there's so many unspoken rules of survival games that we can make a big list. We're just pointing out some of the top ones that are, you know, the rest of your team finds annoying.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we ready to talk about some of our community updates?
Yeah,
I would love
community. That's
Awesome.
Can you lead that charge for us?
I will. So we have a few community updates. We are very excited to be in our starting our second year of Player to Start. I can't remember how many months ago, but sometime in the middle of last year, we opened up a Discord community, and we have lots of friends that come hang out with us there who also support the podcast. So we we want to talk about our last giveaway, which was our giveaway that we said anyone that was in our Discord would be entered into a drawing for a game key. And that winner was Brappy. And they won Electrician Simulator. So I know you love that game now. So congratulations. We're excited to do a lot more giveaways this year. And we pretty much get together and talk about what are excuses for us to give something away. Because we're just so excited to be doing this. We love our podcast and we love our community. So we have decided that we want to start a player to start community night. Monthly. We want to do a monthly community night, and our first one is going to be Friday, February the 2nd. So join our Discord to get more information on that. We're going to send out a vote about a week before the community night. We're going to have a vote between 4 games, and you will emote which one you are interested in playing, and then whichever game wins is what we'll play for community night. We would love to have suggestions for future games to play, so use our feedback channel if you have anything you ever want to see as part of the vote. Majority will win. That's just what will be easiest.
Democracy.
And
I hope we get a lot of people that participate.
I do too. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We also want to give stuff away. So if you join us for our community night, we may continue this, but we'll just start with this first one. Join us on February 2nd and get entered into a drawing for a game. Just come hang out with us, and that's all you have to do to be entered into the drawing for another key
The
giveaway.
wheel shall be spun.
Yes. And then we also have another contest that I'm going to hand it over to Jalk for, because this is his baby.
Okay, so we want to do a contest, and are we announcing the date of the contest now? Are we doing that? Are we telling them the dates?
Let them know when it will start and when
the contest date is going to be from February 1st and ends on the 10th. This is the time window in which you join our Discord, post pictures in the contest. So the contest is prettiest rig. What I mean by prettiest rig is if your computer looks nice, whatever it is, send us pictures, right? You do good cable management, your desk is nice and pretty. You can send pictures of your desk, the way you have organized your, your case, everything. Send us pictures, send us specs, all that, right? Send us those pictures, post them in that. We're gonna then we 3 are going to be the judges, kind of like the judging shows that you watch, like the talent ones and the one singing ones, and I'm going to be like the creepy guy on one corner, and Sak is going to be the funny guy on one corner, and then Kat is going to be like the smiling kid in the middle.
If you have deal, colors, if you have lots of colors, you'll have my vote. I like RGB. Pretty colorful.
So I'm gonna be like one of those ones that critique everything. Sak is gonna be like, well, let's give them a chance.
I won't know what the specs are.
Pretty. Yeah, list the specs. Yeah,
list the specs, please, with with a few photos. I won't really know a whole lot about the specs, so for me, it's all going to be about what does it look like.
I would love to kind of read the specs, because that's really interesting to me.
So there's no general criteria for the contest. Just post pictures. We're going to look at them. We're going to decide which one is best. And on our next episode that comes out next month, we're going to announce the winner. And you know what that winner gets? You know what?
What do they get, Jalk?
They get a copy of
Pokemon.
No, they get a copy. We're giving away a Steam copy of Palworld to our winner of the prettiest rig contest.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. And that should hype up a few people.
We'll have that contest channel up by the 1st. So don't put the pictures in general. Don't put them anywhere. Put them in the contest. And we'll title it Prettiest Rig Contest.
We'll call it the Prettiest Rig Contest. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I had to say.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some rigs. That'll be cool. I've never really thought about what you guys have as your setup in comparison to mine, but I love looking at rigs on Instagram. So I hope we get lots of entries into that.
I'm definitely not posting mine because my desk is.
I have terrible cable management. I have so many chapsticks everywhere.
Listen, you being the judge of the contest automatically disqualifies you regardless. So you're not getting a copy.
Oh, shoot. Man, I wanted to enter. No. But yeah, I think
violation.
I think that's all we had. Unless you guys have something else, I just want to thank everyone for listening and watching us throughout last year. We're excited to continue. And as always, if you have any suggestions on topics or anything you want us to talk about, debate about, consider, any feedback, send us an email, player2startpodcast@gmail.com. And please join our Discord. Come hang out with us. We have a really good time. And
yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys.
Hi, 2024. Hi.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.